You know, in my day, we used to take the Evinrude Fisherman down to the old pond, put it on the back of the John boat, and I'll tell you, that thing went like a bat out of hell. They don't make them like that anymore. We'd be out there all night fishing for hornpop. Hell, if we ever caught anything but a hangover. Welcome back to Parts Canning Garage. We are just about ready for boating. Actually, no, we're in the middle of a nor'easter here in New England. Just figured you'd want to see what it looked like. Yeah. Hi everyone, today we're going to jump into the Evinrude Fisherman 5.5 Motor 2 on the Great Outboard Experiment. So I figured out that this is a 1964 5.5, and the way I figured that out is by using a table on iBoats. I'll try to cut to that right now and see if that actually works. Alrighty, I want to first thank everyone for all the subscriptions. I have 60 subscribers at the time of filming this, which is really exciting. I never thought I would get really any subscribers on this wacky channel. I also have a bunch of likes. That sounds good. I don't know what those do, but thank you for the likes. That's really cool. You know the drill, an obligatory cleaning montage. Well, this thing looks fantastic. You may have noticed on the video I did not clean the inside because it's already super clean, and I would probably do more harm than good, getting water on everything. So, I think what we'll do today is I'm going to pull these plugs out first before I forget, and just spray a little bit of lube in the cylinders just to get them loosened up. Let's see. 13/16 wrench. Okay. Let's take a look at these plugs too. Learn something. Whoa. A little oily. That's a good sign. Oily. You can see that, but very shiny. So that means, to me, that means that someone fogged this engine and put it away the right way. Yeah, the cylinders are actually somehow still oily, but let's spray a little anyway before I pull it. Throw some PB blaster in there, or whatever you call this stuff. I just like it because it's orange color. Okay, let's let that sit for a few minutes. No. Okay, I'm just going to rotate this by hand, just to make sure nothing's stuck. No, this thing is smooth as silk. Okay, I'm going to pull it. Oh, feels wonderful. Nice and smooth. Okay, so dare we try? Now, you know what? I'm going to take this
pull starter off. I'm spoiled by that technique. I know some people may disagree because you could over torque the flywheel, and I agree, but I'm being very gentle, and I'm only doing it with the plugs out. If you see me do it with the plugs in, yell at me. My ice cube tray, I saw that on some other YouTube channel for organizing screws. When you're taking things apart, you put them in order, and then you sort of can kind of remember which ones go back in the reverse order. Okay, so those look really good. Okay, well that was easy. All right, let's find a socket. 3/4. Beautiful. Okay, let's give it a spin. Slowest setting. Oh my goodness, the propeller's turning. Okay, that's an interesting thing to check. So it's in neutral right now. I don't know if the propeller is in the frame, but not moving. There's a shift position. There we go. Moving forward. Moving in reverse. So we have a lower unit that works. Wow. Okay. Do we dare just check for spark right now? Let's do it. There we go. That'll work, I think. Oh my goodness. We have spark on an actual spark plug. Let me bring you in close. It's a very strong spark too. Look at the end of that spark plug. That one right there. Hopefully we can catch this on film. Wow, okay. So that's great. Let's try the other wire. Come on, baby. You can do it. Okay, it has fantastic spark. So now on to compression. Okay, it's at 0. Let's see what we got. Come on. Huh. About 40. That's interesting. Let's try the bottom cylinder. They're both coming out at 35 psi. Is it possible that that's what these old motors have for compression? It just seems coincidental that the fishing Scott, which I believe is 65 to 68, and I know this is a 64, as we saw earlier, hopefully. So both 35. Interesting. Go with the whiteboard. Spark, yes! Exclamation point. Compression, top 35, bottom 35. Issues. Well, none yet, except compression, which is strange. At this point, I feel pretty good about this. The compression thing is weird. I need to maybe do some research. I think I will move this over to the water barrel setup, which you haven't seen yet. First we'll cut to a clip of me building this stand very quickly, I promise. And then we'll put this in the water barrel, spin it around, see if we can get it to pump any water from the drill. And then maybe we'll even try to just fire this up and see what happens. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, what you're seeing is the new homemade rolling barrel stand, and I took this wooden outboard stand that I got with one of the outboards and I modified it. I just put a little riser on the top here and I put a horizontal stabilizer on the bottom because it was a little wobbly back and forth. So it's pretty solid now. Hopefully it holds up. Let's spin this motor and see if any water comes out anywhere. This should be fun. I don't see any water. Okay, well, the manual drill spin test yielded no water pumping. So I'll need to do some research on how to change this impeller. Usually you pull the lower unit off and there's an impeller in there. Just for fun, because I really just feel like doing this, I'm going to put this back together. I'm going to spray a little starting fluid in it. I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. And I just want to see if this thing will light up. We need a win. After that fishing, Scott, which I'm looking forward to getting back to someday, the top plug wire on most engines will have some indicator, I've learned. This one has a little metal clamp. Okay, that's back together. Let's put the pull start on. This is kind of cheating with starting fluid, but if we can get this thing to turn over a few times, it'll be a small victory for Parts Canning Garage. And then at that point, all we really have to worry about is fixing that impeller and maybe cleaning the carb, which should be really, if I have to clean the carb, which it looks amazing, it should be really easy. It's right here. 2 bolts and it's off. So let's spray a little starting fluid in the front of the carb. Okay, that was maybe a little too much. And let's see what happens. I don't think anything crazy is going to happen. Let's see. It's running. Oh my. It was running. We have a runner. Yes, it runs. It runs. The bad news is that I just did some reading, and you do have to take the power head off of this engine, of this motor, to service the impeller in the lower unit. Why do I seem sad? Because that's a huge pain in the butt. At least I think it is. Doesn't look too bad on this one, but sometimes that is just a nightmare. Let's move this over to the working stand, and we'll get to work. Let's take a look around and see what is connected. So I'm not sure what to call it, but when you turn this handle, this mechanism here is moving back and forth. So I can see there's a quick clip type thing on here. So let's pop that off. And try not to lose that. Okay, that's disconnected. Put it in our ice cube tray. Next is going to be the fuel line. So the fuel comes in here, routes around up to here. Okay, the next thing that's connected looks like this little, looks like the choke knob. If I can get a shot of that. And it looks like that's supposed to be a cotter pin, I would imagine, but it's a little tiny zip tie. Okay, there we go. Get out of there. Next looks like this low-speed mixture arm. Gently. Okay, that popped out nicely. So let's see what else is connected to this. I don't see anything else. Guess that's it. Okay, at this point, I need to remove all of the bolts that are holding this power head on. The idea is we're going to take this entire power head off and put it over there. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll first start with just a screwdriver. This is a technique called the bear hug. WrestleMania is still a thing? I don't know. Oh, yes. Uh-oh. Okay. This little guy is dead. Okay. Okay, so the whole reason we took the power head off was to get at these two little brass nuts right here. These nuts are holding onto the shift linkage. So what I read was you have to put it in forward gear. Oh, that makes it easier to reach, I guess. It sticks up a little bit. Let's try that again. Okay. And this is a 3/8. Now that the power head's gone, the brass nuts have been removed, it's time to lift this outboard up and see if we can pull off that lower unit. Let's unlock it. Cylinder up. I'm just going to stick a piece of wood under here. Just for now. In order to pull this lower unit, just looks like 4 bolts. There we go. Some sort of rubber seal that popped. Just felt good. Here she comes. Time to make a lower unit taco. Just sticking this piece of cardboard in here so I don't hurt anything. It's the taco shell. The delicious filling. So these skegs, this is called the skeg on the bottom. It's like a upside down shark fin. And these are pretty delicate. It's cast aluminum, but so I'm not going to crank this. I just want to be able to hold it. This is a very awkward thing to work on. So under that black housing right there is the impeller. And if that impeller is all beat up looking, then we know that's the problem. The impeller looks great. In fact, I'm not even going to take it apart anymore. Let's see if I can get some footage of this. It might be tricky with lighting, but... So that's the impeller. And that spins inside that housing. It looks like a rubber star, kind of. So just picture that spinning. And that looks great. There's no reason to even take that apart. So let's put it back together. It's one of the nicest impellers I've ever seen. Not one blade is damaged. It looks absolutely great. Okay, I guess it's time. It's time to put this back in the barrel. You remember our old friends, the Brass Nut Gang? What I'm doing here. Forward, neutral, reverse. I had an idea. I really want to prove that that impeller is working. I'm sure any outboard mechanic out there is not going to like this, but what I'm going to do is wrap a bunch of electrical tape around the top of this drive shaft, patting it. I'm going to connect the drill to it, and I'm going to try to spin it. There shouldn't be any resistance, really. It's just turning that impeller. So what harm could come of this? Famous last words. So I'm going far enough down with the drill to where it's past the parts that we don't want to damage, but still, I'm going to take it real slow. So let's see. Oh my goodness. All right, the impeller works really great. Okay, so I got you in here. I flipped the power head over. This is the bottom of it. This is where the drive shaft goes in. And I'm actually glad we took this off because this gasket is very important. And I can see that the gasket has worn off right here. And it's just missing. I want to thank you for watching today. We've created quite a mess. I've learned a lot. I hope you learned something. I need to get on the interwebs and order us one of those nice, beautiful power head bottom gaskets. They might even stock that locally somewhere, so I'll take a look. And I can't wait to get back to this because I think we have a full-on runner here, if I can put it back together correctly. Thanks again for watching. Take care.